Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome back to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. I'm feeling better now. We'll be back to regular scheduled uploads. I apologise that I haven't been uploading much over the last couple of weeks, but my body's been completely out of kilter. I don't know exactly what it was. I think I had food poisoning. I'm pretty sure it was food poisoning. Anyway, look, what have we got on today's video? A rare moment of legitimate justice. In Australia, you will know that, and it's continuing now at the moment, by the way, and we'll see that later on after this clip. In Australia, the government, both state and national, are waging a spite war on their own people, and the thugs in uniform, as you've probably seen, have been going crazy, really power hungry, right, drunk on power. This was a clip that was doing the rounds. A man at an anti-mandate protest approached a police officer and just spoke to him, right? Was just speaking to him. And then a acting sergeant came behind the man in his blind spot, grabbed him and smashed him to the ground. Didn't speak to him, didn't do anything. The man in question didn't even raise his voice. He didn't do anything. He wasn't being animated or anything. That police officer was suspended without pay, and now we know that he has been charged. So let's get into this clip. We'll see what happens. But first, if you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell, and share the video around. We are shadow banned and deboosted. We don't get recommended like we used to. So doing those little things really helps this channel grow. And thanks for sticking with me, by the way. I also have a membership scheme which you can join if you so choose. I have 8 amazing, beautiful members who each honour and humble me that they support the Hoggcast and value my commentary as much as they do. So let's go. Okay, let's check this out.
Officer has been charged, accused of slamming a man to the ground during a violent arrest at Flinders Street Station. Live now to our crime reporter, Lana Murphy. Lana, this follows a 4-month investigation.
That's right, Alicia. The internal probe was overseen by IBAC after this confronting video emerged. It shows a senior police officer sling tackling a man to the ground of Flinders Street Station on September 22. It appears that the man was simply engaging in a conversation with officers before the senior constable, acting as an acting sergeant on the day, appeared out of nowhere and tackled the man to the ground.
And that's the key point there. Quote unquote, appearing out of nowhere. So, look, there's the man there, yeah? So he's talking to the officer. Now, we're going to play a little game, right? Imagine if you know that we love playing this game on this channel. It's a game that can be, it has different variables that we can kind of change around, but it has a basic premise of, imagine if the boot was on the other foot, yeah? So imagine if a group of police officers were talking, yeah? Imagine if they were being perfectly reasonable, blah-de-blah, all that stuff, and they were talking to a man, right? Or a police officer was talking to a group of men at this anti-mandate demonstration, right? And then one of the men came behind the police officer, grabbed him, and with spite, because you saw it yourself, slammed him down onto the ground. Let's play the game. Would that man be arrested? Of course he would. The reason why this officer here did this, remember, he was an acting sergeant, so he's probably puffed up on his own self-importance. He probably clearly thinks he's above the law. I am the law, as Judge Dredd would say. Right? This guy thinks he is the law. He doesn't enforce the law. He doesn't represent the law. He thinks he is it. Right? So he comes behind this man. There you go, look. Didn't say anything to him. Didn't warn him. Didn't tell him he was there. Bearing in mind, the man hasn't actually done anything wrong. He's just talking to an officer. So he grabs him, comes behind him, look. The man doesn't even turn around. He's got no idea he's there, right? And this guy here is getting ready to kind of react, yeah? So look, he grabs him, bear hugs him. He goes around him like... Imagine how scary that would be for you. You're just sitting there talking to someone. Like, I'm looking at the camera. I'm talking to you now. How do you think I would feel if I'm talking to you and then these 2 arms just came around me, grabbed me and pulled me down onto the floor? So he grabs him. Look. Grabs him. Arm around the neck. His legs are going down there. Look, because his intention is to slap him down on the ground. He wants to hurt this man. He hasn't done anything wrong. The man, him, has done nothing wrong. Yeah? So he grabs him. Look, pulls him back. And with great strength, look, slams him down to the ground. Smash. That's his head. That's his head area there. Yeah? Smash. 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 Right? And look, this officer just goes to grab his phone. So he goes to grab his phone. None of the other officers... When are we going to see police officers arresting police officers, right, for doing wrong? Yeah? Anyway, let's continue.
Conversation with officers before the senior constable, acting as an acting sergeant on the day, appeared out of nowhere and tackled the man to the ground. And today, Alicia...
And the key phrase is appeared out of nowhere. That's the thing that I personally took the most out of this.
Confirmation that those actions have been deemed criminal. The 36-year-old from the Southern Metro region has now been charged with 3 serious assault-related offences. He's also been stood down without pay, and it will remain that way as this matter moves through the courts.
You see, that's what I'm worried about. It's definitely a good thing that he has been suspended. I think he's just going to be made a scapegoat out of. However, you have to remember, this is going to be the investigators investigating themselves, right? Yeah, it's going to be the police investigating the police. We know what can happen in these situations. Australia, you have to remember, even now, even as the West are pulling back from all of the coof madness, Australia is still doubling, tripling and quadrupling down. They are waging a war. That's probably why he did that, right? They are waging essentially a kind of spite war against their own people for not getting the experimental pokes. Yeah, and this guy probably took it personally that someone would dare not to do what he tells them to do. That's why he was probably confused when he got suspended. He was under the impression that he was a soldier attacking another soldier. That's probably the way he saw things, yeah?
He'll appear before a magistrate in the coming months.
So he's going to appear before a magistrate in the coming months. If you could speak to him now, he would probably be completely unrepentant. This is the way they are, these authoritarians, yeah, these woke authoritarians. If you was to speak to that police officer now, he wouldn't apologise for what he done. He would probably double down. In fact, if I was a betting man, I would bet that he would double down. He would say that other guy was in the wrong, that the police officers who suspended him without pay are in the wrong. Everyone's in the wrong, yeah, except him, right? You know what I mean, don't you? He'll just keep doubling, tripling, quadrupling down, right? They're the type of people that you have representing the law, yeah? Anyway, look, before we go, I want to show you another clip from Australia to show you the spite that's coming from the Australian establishment against their own people. Keep that in mind. So this is the top guy in the state of New South Wales in Australia. You've probably gotten used to these sanctimonious press conferences where they talk to you like you're a sheep. The Scott Morrison literally referred to Australian people, the unpoked, as sheep. He referred to them as sheep, getting the sheep into the pen. That was his words, not mine. Anyway, look. A Conservative reporter gets a question in on him, and of course it's a good beatdown. Everyone loves to see like these propagandists get their just desserts, right? But that's not why I'm showing you this. That's just the bonus. I'm showing you this because it shows you the inherent smugness of these people, right? Take a look.
The case in Australia was November 27, but you keep on saying December 8.
The advice we have is, I think it might have appeared in South Africa in late November, but first advice we have is December 8.
That's just wrong. And then also the Victorian.
So you can see he's visibly angry because he's been caught out lying. Right? He was trying to change the dates. This man must be getting kickbacks from these big pharma companies, yeah. The gusto with which they are acting like these are, bearing in mind, these are the prime ministers / presidents, etc., etc., of countries, and they are acting like door-to-door salesmen. Yeah, it's like they need to get another X amount of people poked so they can get their kickback, right? But so this guy here, he clearly has the opinion that the Australian people are sheep. As I said, you've heard it from them themselves. But on a good day, sheep. On a bad day, peasants. Yeah. His attitude is he's dealing with a fly that needs to be swatted. Yeah.
The government was using rats in schools in the second week of November after that national cabinet meeting that you attended, where it agreed they'd be jointly funded. So why did the Victorian government have the foresight, but not the West Australian government?
And there you go. Right, so look, if we go back, he's clearly listening, right? He's listening, but he doesn't want to answer. It's like if a housefly asked you a question. Imagine if a housefly could talk, yeah? If you was busy, right, and a housefly comes along and asks you a question, right? Would you respond? Right? If you understand what I mean, it's like, but like if you're being buzzed by a housefly, you don't engage with it, do you? You just swat it. Oh, go away. That's his opinion of the Australian people. At least this one reporter, I don't know who it is, but then obviously not mainstream media, is asking a legitimate question. People want to know, and his answer to that is So look, you can hear he's listening to the question.
Funded. So why did the Victorian government have the foresight, but not the West Australian government?
What a condescending look! Just the look of disinterest. His entire life has been. If someone had mentioned like mandates or the poke, he would spring into life. Oh, you know, we've got to sell more pokes. We've got to get everyone triple, quadruple, times 10,000 poked. But when this guy's asking a legitimate question that people want to know, because there's a lot of dissatisfied people in Australia, like many Western countries, look at his bored, dumb, dissatisfied look on his face. That's all you get out of him.
I'll let Amber respond at the end.
You see what I mean? It's like a fly. I'll let whoever it was, he just said Ambrose or whatever the bloody guy's name is. I'll let him respond at the end. That's the person who's dictating. If you live in Australia, if you live in the state of New South Wales, that's your representative. When you go to work and you pay your taxes are going to him. And he earns, quote unquote, more money than you do. Whereas his money comes from your hard work. You elected him. You elected this piece of crap. Yeah? Australia. Something's gone wrong with it. I know since the coup situation started in a lot of Western countries, we've seen this kind of authoritarianism from the woke left spring up. But in Australia, the elected officials there have taken a very spiteful, very smug and antagonistic attitude to their own people. But you'll just vote them back in. You'll vote for them. You will vote for him. You will. And then he'll feel validated in treating you like an idiot. Because if you allow people to treat you like an idiot, they will do. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.